Welcome back to the Rec Crew. I'm CE. This is Luis. And we bring you the debut episode of the SUPLEX Society.
SUPLEX Society.
Today we're going to be talking about everything WWE, everything that's going on recently, last 6 months. Anything you want to talk about, we'll talk about it, WWE.
Okay. So the basis for the show, and correct me if I'm wrong and keep me honest, is I used to be a super big wrestling fan. I still am. And I've tried to keep up with it, but I've kind of lost my touch. So I want him to keep me to update me on everything that's going on in the industry right now in WWE, because I've heard there's been some changes for the good.
There have been a lot of changes.
So I want to know everything there is, and I hear that you're the SUPLEX Society savant.
Exactly, and that's what we're going to get into.
All right. So tell me everything I need to know.
We're going to start with Monday Night Raw. Last night, it was the go-home episode for SummerSlam Saturday. Live
That's like one of the big shows, right?
Yes, it's one of the main four. You know, you got WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and the Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
Royal Rumble in January, WrestleMania April, SummerSlam August, which they pushed it up because when I was growing up, it was always the last week of August. That's how I know it's going back to school.
Ah, okay.
Because SummerSlam.
Okay.
It was right before school started. Now it's the first week of August.
Now you know, okay, it's a show. I still got just a couple more weeks of summer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe like a day. Literally. It would happen on a Sunday, and I would go back to school that Monday.
Okay.
So now they do it on... Premium live events are on Saturdays now.
Okay.
And they're on Peacock right now, but they're actually, in January, moving to Netflix. Raw is moving to Netflix. They signed this big media rights deal.
So everything or just Raw?
Raw will be on Netflix. I think they're moving to 2 hours.
Okay. Is
it still going to be on SmackDown's, yes, to be determined.
Okay, so we don't know yet.
No.
Okay.
SmackDown is moving to USA September 13th.
Okay. Is that still on Fridays as it is? Because I remember Monday was Raw's, Fridays was SmackDown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still Fridays, unless they decide to change it, which there's been talks. Don't know yet.
Okay.
NXT is moving to the CW network.
Okay, so they have their own actual platform now.
Yes. So, for anybody that doesn't know, NXT started at Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida.
It was a developmental...
It still is. Still is developmental. Okay. They're trying to make it its own brand. I mean, it is...
originated as OVW, right? That OVW was like the OG developmental...
Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, John Cena,
Randy
the who's who of WWE went there.
Dave Bautista.
Yep. Dave Bautista.
CM Punk was in there too, huh?
Yes, for a time.
Mm-hmm.
With Colt Cabana and... there's a lot that went there. So NXT started, like I said, media with Full Sail. They have all these things going on. And now they do it in the Performance Center.
Okay.
In Orlando. So, pretty cool.
So I'm up to date on the shows. Now, you said yesterday was Raw. What was going on in Raw right now?
If you didn't watch, if you are a wrestling savant, as we call it.
What is the most exciting thing going on Raw right now? To you, because it's
the Wyatt Six.
Okay, so what's the Wyatt Six?
Wyatt Six is a group
that was to do with Bray Wyatt.
It was of the mind of Bray Wyatt.
Okay, he passed away.
It was originally going to be Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas's thing.
Okay.
So basically, he died from a rest in peace. He died. Heart attack.
Okay.
He was supposed to be wearing something and he wasn't. And something
I didn't know that.
It was like a medical emergency.
Okay.
It was sudden. So they've been playing these segments where it's pretty wicked. It's one of those things where, hey, like they would QR codes would come across the TV and you'd have to be really quick about it. And if you're I record.
Come more like Easter eggs than anything else.
Yeah, basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
It got crazy because like some psychiatrist went missing, and all this stuff
This is
played
like a
into
real
it.
life psychiatrist went missing? Or like
I
on the
guess
show?
she's a real psychiatrist, but they like it was an actor. I'm pretty sure.
So it was like played into the show.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So last night, I mean, I don't know if Chad Gable,
Chad Gable is
new guy. You
Okay.
probably don't know him.
okay.
Chad Gable, Olympic wrestler,
That's what I was gonna say. Like
2012.
Olympic wrestler, right?
2012 Olympics.
He
One
was
of-
like supposed to be the new
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle, yeah, I remember that.
He was, I mean, he had the Alpha Academy with Otis and Maxine Dupree, but that's changed. And then, so basically, he's got a new group.
Mm-hmm.
It's him and the Creed brothers.
I'm guessing Creed Brothers are new.
New, like
Okay.
new within the last 2 years new.
Okay, yeah, that's fairly new.
And they got together. They beat the former Alpha Academy. And then,
Are they still called the Alpha Academy?
yeah, they came out to the music and everything.
Okay, so this is the new group that got formed, and they pretty much kicked everybody else out,
Yeah.
and this is the new guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have a name yet. I don't know if they're going to get a name.
Gotcha.
But their first match together, a 6-man tag next week.
It's going to be
The Creed brothers and Chad Gable versus Joe Gacy, Dexter Lewis, and Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan
was part of the
original.
Bray Wyatt family, right?
The original Wyatt family. So it's cool that he gets to come back and he gets to
Gotcha.
continue the legacy of, because he was originally,
So is it the Wyatt 6 or the Wyatt Sick?
it's Wyatt 6.
So, okay, so it's 6 people in this group.
Right now there's 5.
We don't know who the 6th one is?
I have a hunch
Okay.
of who it might be.
Who do you think it is?
Alexa Bliss. Because she was involved.
She was supposed to be like
She betrayed.
Sister Abigail.
Yeah. But, so the group is Joe Gacy, Dexter Loomis, Eric Rowan, what is her name? Wow. Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross.
And Uncle Howdy.
Uncle Howdy, which we know is
Bray Wyatt's brother. And it's Bo Dallas.
Is he still going by Bo Dallas?
It's Uncle Howdy.
Okay, that's
right
his name now, Uncle Howdy.
But he's got an alter ego, kind of like
the Finn
Bray
Balor?
Wyatt did.
Ah, okay.
So
Fiend.
you had the Fiend, and then you had Bray, then you had.
So is it Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas?
I
We don't know
haven't
yet.
seen him. He was attacked a couple of weeks ago by Chad Gable, but they didn't like. Bo Dallas was on TV, and Chad Gable beat him down, and then the Creed brothers beat him up. And then he was just
Bo
laughing.
Dallas / Uncle Howdy.
Yes,
Gotcha.
they were laughing. He was just laughing, getting his ass kicked.
Kind of like the Fight Club. Have you ever seen Fight Club?
Yes,
You know when he's getting his ass beat and he's
exactly. That's what it
Gotcha.
was.
Okay.
And
I like it already.
The way that they're portraying them on TV, like they just take out everybody. Like
The Gable group
way-
is 6.
the Wyatt 6.
The Wyatt 6, okay.
Like it's almost like supernatural because when they first debuted on TV, finally, after like 3 months of QR codes and
Kind of like Easter eggs kind of leading up to...
you know who we are, he showed us the way, kind of like Easter egg bullshit
Gotcha.
like that. So,
kind of sounds a little bit... I mean, Bray Wyatt was the second coming of The Undertaker, right?
oh, exactly.
So it kind of sounds like they're building on that Undertaker, like Mystique.
Yes, but I don't know if they're going to have any, like, you know how Undertaker had the power of the darkness?
Right.
I don't know if they're,
incorporating like a supernatural event to it.
yeah, we don't know yet.
Gotcha.
Because we haven't seen them in the ring.
Right now, there hasn't been any sort of supernaturalness to
No.
their appearances, other than just the eeriness with them and the I guess the QR codes.
Did you ever see the original vignettes for the Wyatt family? Of them in the woods and they're like,
I remember when they were doing that big feud. I think it was with Randy Orton.
Yeah.
They were starting to do kind of like they were mimicking a lot of the things that they were doing. That I forgot what his name was. Brother Nero and
yeah.
and what's his name?
Well, Brother Nero is Matt Hardy and
And who was
Jeff. That's his brother.
What was his name?
broken Matt Hardy and broken.
Broken Matt Hardy and
Nero
Brother
Nero
was
was Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. So they were mimicking a lot of that cinematic element that they were doing in TNA because at that time they were the TNA, and then they brought it over to.
Speaking of TNA,
okay,
while you're bringing that up, TNA's been coming over to NXT. So
well, how does that make sense?
TNA and WWE have a working relationship. Something that would have never happened under. I don't even want to say his name, but Vince McMahon. Yeah, like. They have a working relationship, and they're actually sending WWE wrestlers to other.
Look, all I know is say his name and he'll appear.
Joe Hendry.
That's I don't know how, but that's been popping up in my TikTok feed for the last 3 weeks.
I haven't watched NXT. I don't watch NXT.
Okay.
I do watch their pay-per-views, the Stand and Deliver, they're doing one tonight, Great American Bash.
Okay.
Original WCW pay-per-view for all those who don't know.
For the older savants out there.
So it's like, they're doing it's a 2-week extravaganza. So this Tuesday and next Tuesday it'll be Great American Bash.
Okay.
I don't know the card yet because, like I said, I don't really
you don't watch NXT?
Watch NXT because it's on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And I'm here.
Hey, it's probably been 10 minutes we've been having this conversation. Those 10 minutes I've learned that apparently TNA has a relationship with WWE,
which is kind of crazy because TNA was supposed to be
like a rival
after WCW was bought by.
And that's why it shocks me that they're having a relationship now. So that then apparently WWE the Raw is moving to Netflix. SmackDown is moving to USA.
And the Netflix things happens January 25th.
So it's starting the year. Okay. And then what was the last thing? That apparently
NXT
Bray Wyatt's back as an alter ego of his brother.
Basically.
Or the other way.
Because they even did an interview. There was an interview with... So Uncle Howdy was interviewing Bo Dallas. Like, it was kind of...
They're not the same person?
They are.
Okay.
I don't know how... It's cinema.
What? So was this in the ring, or was this...
It was pre-recorded.
Okay, well, that makes sense, because you can... Yeah. I can interview myself here.
But listen. So, they asked him how he felt when Bray Wyatt died.
Ooh, that's deep.
Like,
that's real.
They went, like, deep into that. And he's like, he showed me the world, and, like, he's kind of taking over. And, of course, they had to get the
pre-approval
of Hall of Famer Mike Rotunda, his dad, the brother, the wife, or fiance.
Her name is like Brandy, right? Oh no, I'm thinking about Cody.
That's
Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes' wife.
Yeah.
JoJo.
Yeah, I remember that.
Overman, I think is her last name. But they had to get approval from the family before they did something like that.
Okay, so we got the Wyatt sick. We don't know who the sixth person is.
No, not yet. And
we think it's Alexa Bliss because of the whole Sister Abigail kind of
relationship. She betrayed the Fiend.
Sister Abigail? I kind of started falling off at
Alexa
that time.
Bliss was the, she'd sit on the swing, and that was the feud with Randy Orton that the Fiend had, and the Fiend got burned, and it was Alexa Bliss's fault.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like, she turned on him, so I don't know how it's going to play. I mean, Braun Strowman has even said he wants to be involved at some point, because he was the original. He was in the Wyatt family at one point, too.
But he wasn't the original one. The original was Eric Rowan.
No, he wasn't original, but Braun Strowman was...
He came in, he was like the fourth family member. Yeah, I remember that.
So, after that, you got the Wyatt Six.
Okay.
CM Punk.
I like CM Punk. I heard he came back to WWE, which was unheard of, because there was multiple times that he said, this will never happen.
Said that he came back if the regime in place right now was in place back 10 years ago, he would have never left.
Well,
Vince McMahon.
I think Vince McMahon had something to do with
him,
right?
And I think John Laurinaitis, all of them.
But so didn't he have a big feud with Triple H? Like, he didn't like Triple H. They didn't like each other.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They've actually buried the hatchet.
Oh, so their relationship right now is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, let's talk about that for a minute because
is Triple H still like head of talent relations?
he's the COO.
Oh, so it's the chief operating officer.
Yeah.
So pretty much everything. Who's the CEO now that Vince McMahon is not there?
They got sold.
So who's the CEO?
I don't know his name.
Something Khan.
Tony Khan? No, that's AEW.
No, but I remember Nick Khan, yeah.
But I think he's leaving.
Really?
Because I mean, he got paid for making the sell to Endeavor.
I thought it told TKO.
Well, Endeavor is the parent company
Of TKO?
of TKO.
Ah, okay. I only know that because of
It's totally was crazy.
Okay.
So back to the CM Punk.
Okay, so CM Punk.
I mean, something happened in another company. I'm not even going to name that company because they're terrible.
I'm assuming you're talking about AEW.
Yes. Production's terrible. I watched 5 minutes of it.
I followed a little bit of AEW. I really liked it at the beginning because of the whole, like, this is supposed to be the one company who's going to fight against this company and actually make good competition for something that needs competition.
So there's a media scrum after a certain event. I can't remember the event. But someone got beat up. The dog got beat up. Like CM Punk's dog was involved.
Oh, no. You don't mess with dogs.
Someone got bit, or I don't know the full story. Mm-hmm. And it's this thing, you can't go around punching people in the mouth. And Tony Khan apparently feared for his life, so he fired CM Punk.
Gosh.
And then CM Punk came back at Survivor Series, was in the Royal Rumble, and Drew McIntyre, he got injured in the Royal Rumble this year, actually. Because they had big plans for him. Mm-hmm. He was supposed to go to WrestleMania, face Seth Rollins.
Okay.
The whole shebang. Well, when he got injured, Drew McIntyre was like, "Oh, I'm the one that injured you." You know, he was wearing the T-shirts of, "Oh, I did this," and like, now Drew McIntyre, I mean, he got screwed by the Bloodline several times.
What's the Bloodline?
Bloodline is Roman Reigns, The Rock, all of them. The Rock wasn't involved at the time.
Is the Bloodline a group?
Yes.
Okay.
Group of people. Jey Uso. Well, it used to be, at the time it was Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, and then they had Paul Heyman as the wise man.
I've heard all those names except Sikoa. Whatever.
So the Usos are the sons of Rikishi.
Okay, yeah.
Solo is as well.
So they're his brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's the younger brother of the Usos.
Gotcha. Okay. So they formed the bloodline.
They formed Roman had the bloodline. It started with Jimmy and Jay.
Okay.
And then they added Solo. Solo was the one that screwed Drew McIntyre in Cardiff, Wales, or it was at Clash at the Castle last year.
Okay.
And then he got screwed out of literally everything. But he was about to win the world title last year at Clash at the Castle when Solo came out because the Usos couldn't go to other countries because of their criminal record.
Okay. Is this a real thing? Or
yes, real life.
Oh, okay.
Real life, they couldn't go to something with their...
Like visa doesn't allow, they wouldn't get approved because... That makes sense, okay.
So... everybody was under the impression that Drew was going to win, and then Solo shows up and screws Drew out of the title. So then Drew goes on this tear. He was a good guy, now he's a bad guy.
Okay.
And he blames everybody for his shortcomings.
So a big crybaby, that's what we have.
Then he lost to Seth Rollins twice.
Sounds like he's not very good right now.
Then he went to WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. This is when the CM Punk started. CM Punk started coming back around.
Okay.
So, Drew went to WrestleMania, won the title, held it for 5 minutes and 46 seconds.
What? Why?
Damian Priest cashed in Money in the Bank.
At WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Oh.
Punk attacked him first
Okay.
because he was, he basically crotch chopped in the face of CM Punk. And then he had his rematch and at Money in the Bank this year against Damian Priest.
So this is Damian Priest versus
Drew McIntyre. Well,
for the WWE Championship?
World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, they brought that back? I thought it was WWE and SmackDown.
They got new designs.
Okay.
You got the Universal Championship on SmackDown, the title that Cody Rhodes holds.
That's the red one.
No, it's not red anymore.
It's not? Was it black?
It's like gold. The strap is black, but it's like the plate is gold, and you still have the new W.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kind of like how the Universal title looked, but it's
Gotcha.
completely gold.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then they revamped the big gold.
The
WCW big gold.
Okay. Gotcha.
And it's got like...
That's a World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. Okay. So it was Drew versus Damian earlier in the night at Money in the Bank. Drew won the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Okay.
He promised he was going to walk out World Heavyweight champion. My bad. And then he went during the match. He was going to try a pull of Seth Rollins, where Seth Rollins entered, like, cashing his Money in the Bank briefcase in the match with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
I remember that one.
It was the heist of the century.
I remember that because I think Roman won. No. It hadn't even ended.
During the
Everybody
match.
thought he was going to win, but he came down and he ended up pinning Roman Reigns.
Yeah. So Drew was going to do that, but lo and behold, CM Punk screwed him. He came from underneath the ring, or came.
So
from
he was there the whole time.
Yeah, and I knew it was going to happen. The thing with what happened at it was actually his hometown, not Money in the Bank, but the previous. I can't remember the name of it. I think it was Clash at the Castle again. Yeah. And he basically, the referee got knocked out, and another referee came in, and you could tell from the back that it looked like CM Punk. I was like, I knew he was going to be there. So he goes to count, and then he just stops.
He stops at 3 count.
Yeah. So now they have a match.
Yeah.
CM Punk just got cleared from his...
So he's no longer injured.
No.
Okay.
This Saturday, it will be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre.
What happened to Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins is the special guest referee.
No wonder I saw a meme of him wearing some sort of like referee dress.
I keep saying he chooses from his wife's side of the closet.
I see a bunch of memes with him in heels,
yep.
Him in dresses, him in like
it's
blouses.
Not really, they're not dresses. They're like, he's more showy. Like he reminds me of the Joker.
The Joker.
The new Joker. Like
okay. Not the wrestler, the actual character from the DC Comics.
From DC Comics. He basically reminds me of the Joker that was... Who played him?
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, okay.
Like the new Joker.
Okay.
So he laid down the law last night. He was like,
being
Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Laid down the law of what he's going to do as referee.
Which is because I know that Seth Rollins doesn't like CM Punk.
He was like, I don't like. He told Drew McIntyre that he didn't like him more.
He doesn't like Drew McIntyre more?
They've been beefing. They've been beefing.
Oh, so there's beef with them too?
Yes.
So he's a perfect impartial.
But, so let's look at that. Because 25 years ago, Bad Blood 1997.
Okay.
First Hell in a Cell match between between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Who was
the night that Kane came in. Okay. They're bringing back Bad Blood.
That's the name of
the pay-per-view. It's going to be October 5th.
They're bringing it back?
Yes.
Ooh.
There have been other Bad Bloods, but they're celebrating like the 25th or 27th anniversary of the Hell in a Cell.
Gotcha.
To set up the Shawn Michaels Undertaker Hell in a Cell match, there was a special referee match. Okay. Shawn Michaels was the special referee, and it was Bret Hart versus The Undertaker. I think it was for the WWF title.
Really?
So what happened was...
I'm not in the savant like you are.
What happened was...
What happened?
Shawn Michaels went to go grab a chair.
Shawn Michaels
and Shawn Michaels was a special guest referee.
Of course.
So he was going to go hit Bret Hart. Because that was the same year as the screw job. So there was something going on. There was something going on with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels as well.
I remember the screw job.
So he grabs a chair. He's going to go to hit Bret Hart. Bret Hart moves and he hits The Undertaker. And that sets up the first ever Hell in a Cell match between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, which brings in Kane.
Okay.
So, in my personal opinion, I think they're setting up a Hell in a Cell match between either Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre or CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. But they're setting it up somehow.
You don't think it would be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk?
Not yet.
They were going to build that for like a WrestleMania.
Yeah. I think eventually it's going to involve the world title.
Is there any titles in the line right now? In that fight?
No.
So this is all vengeance.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
But Seth, when CM Punk come back at Survivor Series last year,
yeah,
you could see Seth Rollins. They had beef.
I remember they had beef because CM Punk talked really badly about WWE.
Yes.
And at the time, Seth Rollins was a company man.
Because
he was like, he had just betrayed the Shield, and he was part of the corporation. What was it called?
The Authority.
The Authority, which was Triple H, Seth Rollins,
Stephanie McMahon.
Was Randy Orton wasn't in there, was it?
Randy Orton was involved at some point.
Yeah.
So, it's been CM Punk talked shit about WWE.
Yeah, I do.
He went on the Colt Cabana show and did all kinds of things. So now that he's back, there was beef, and then they finally off screen they're friends now. But
so in real life, away from kayfabe,
they figured it out.
Okay, so
but
kind of
now
like Triple H and CM Punk.
But now, they gotta lean into that because a lot of people want to see. Ever since all this started 10 years ago, CM Punk
versus Seth Rollins.
As much as I want to see that, I kind of want to see. I'm excited for the CM Punk, but the CM Punk Drew McIntyre match. But the thing is, it's a special guest referee. Something always happens in a special guest referee match. There's three things that could happen. Somebody's getting screwed. Whether it be Drew, whether it be Seth. I think it's going to be more Drew because he's been being screwed and it continues building up the Drew CM Punk feud. They got to it's the end all be all. That's what Hell in a Cell is.
Then the only way that should end is with Drew McIntyre winning.
To take the heat off the rivalry for the next pay-per-view because Bad Blood isn't until October.
Right, that's a couple months away.
There's still there's a pay-per-view in September. I don't know which one it is yet. And I think it's gonna be Drew versus Seth because there's a lot of Bad Blood still there because Drew McIntyre lost to Seth Rollins when there is
history.
So they hate each other. Everybody hates everybody in that little triangle.
Which is great for this little triangle that they're in, right?
Exactly.
We got two people that are hated by the ref, the two people that are fighting hate each other, and the two people that are fighting hate the ref.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
It's chaos for SummerSlam this weekend in Cleveland. So there's going to be chaos. There's going to be chaos with that match. Saturday. SummerSlam.
I love it already.
Now, Rhea Ripley. I mean, mommy's always on top.
That's what they call her now?
Mommy, yeah.
Wow.
It's almost bringing back...
Is that derogatory to call her mommy?
No.
Why not?
I have no idea.
If I call a random girl mommy, she's not going to be happy at me.
But it's M-A-M-I, not M-O-M-M-Y.
Not mommy. Mommy, yeah. If I call her, hey, mommy, she's not going to be happy at me. She's like, oh, hey, what's up, babe?
So, the women's world title is on the line. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley.
How are they feuding?
Liv's the champion.
Okay.
Rhea got injured or she took time off. I don't know which one's true.
Yeah.
She took time off or was injured. To write her off TV, Liv Morgan attacked her. Liv Morgan is on this revenge tour.
Why is she revenging for? She's the
Rhea was the one that injured Liv Morgan.
Originally.
Liv Morgan just came back. Literally within the last month.
Gotcha.
So what ended up happening is there was a battle royal and Liv won
Okay.
the women's world title. And
Makes
she
sense.
said she wanted to take everything from Rhea. And then she got involved with Judgment Day.
Judgment Day is a group.
Yep.
Who's in this
Damian Priest, world heavyweight champion. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Carlito.
group? Khalid's back.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Carlito and, yeah. I think that's it. No, Finn Balor.
Is mommy in the group?
Obviously, Rhea Ripley's in there.
Is anybody else?
No.
Not Dominic Reyes?
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Dominic Mysterio.
I knew Dominic was involved in something, in some way.
There's a lot of people in that group for whatever reason.
So it's another YS6 right here, except for not as mysterious.
Exactly. Edge started that group.
How did Edge start that group?
Edge, before he went to the other show, they basically, Edge started it with Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
So it was like a group of three, and then
And
eventually...
then they added Rhea, and then they turned on Edge.
Who's the leader of the group?
Whew, that's hard because they've been showing it like Rhea.
Rhea's the leader?
Yeah. But
Wow.
Damian's here
Good
lately.
job for mommy.
There's a lot of animosity because
Against Rhea?
Damian Priest is like, oh, I'm in charge, and you know, there's a
Does
little
he feel that
struggle.
way because she left? Now he feels like he's been having to be the leader?
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of animosity. So bringing Liv Morgan,
Okay, Liv Morgan's not in the group.
no,
She's feuding with...
Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
She attacked Rhea, won the title, took the title, while she's been schmoozing the Judgment Day. Bought him a PlayStation. Got him.
So she wants to be the new mommy.
Got him the World Tag Team titles back.
Oh.
Damian,
Who are the new tag team titles?
Finn Balor and JD McDonough won the titles because of Liv.
Okay.
Dominic finally beat Rey Mysterio because of Mommy.
Because of mommy
Or because of
Liv Morgan?
Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Then,
So pretty much, Liv Morgan is the new Santa Claus.
yeah, basically.
Anything that they want, they're going to get. What about Carlito? How does Carlito involved
Carlito is... Because at one time, R-Truth was involved.
in this group?
Uh,
Who hasn't been in this group?
Of trying... R-Truth tried to... You know, he was the comic of the group.
Right.
They didn't want him a part of the group, but, you know, Damian Priest thought it was funny.
Okay.
And then they beat his ass and kicked him out.
Gotcha.
Well, Miz and R-Truth, you know, the awesome truth,
Okay.
won the tag team titles from Damian and Finn.
Finn? Okay. That would just make sense for it to be Finn.
So they got the titles back. JD McDonough and Finn are the tag team champions
Right.
for Raw right now, which those got new designs too.
Of course. Why not? 'Cause
The
every 5 minutes
SmackDown
you should be having a
The SmackDown
redesign.
tag titles look like the old World Tag Team titles.
That's actually pretty cool.
And then the titles on Raw, I don't know what they look like. I don't really ever pay attention.
That's fine. That's fine.
But, so, Liv Morgan comes in. She's Santa Claus. You get a match. You get a championship.
And finally, Carlito gets a contract.
Yes. So, Carlito, he's the new comic. So,
Well, I'm guessing he's saying, that's cool. That's
yeah,
not cool.
exactly.
Of course, because that's the only thing that he has.
Liv had sent a text. I can only insinuate that it was a promiscuous photo.
Gotcha. An inappropriate message to
and
an
Carlito
individual.
was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Who did he say it to? Who did she send it to?
She sent it to Dom.
To Dom?
Yes.
How is she involved with Dom?
Bro, he was like, "Oh, she's calling him Daddy Dom," and like it's
Of course.
it's next level. Like we're talking. So anyway, last night,
What happened last night?
Liv was like, "I don't like you," Dom was like, "I don't like you." Rhea was in the ring with him though.
So, is this another love triangle?
Yes,
Because
it's a love triangle between Dom, Rhea, and Liv.
do Rhea and Dom have anything together?
They used to.
They did?
They did before she got injured.
Okay, so now I'm guessing.
He tried to get back in the good graces of Rhea. So remember Eddie Guerrero China,
Yeah.
where he would get caught with other women, and he'd have to bring in the roses, and he's got the.
Yeah.
That's what they're paying homage to that.
So, if I can summarize what I think I understand, Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio had a entanglement, let's call it that.
Yeah.
And they were into each other, blah, blah. Rhea Ripley got injured because of Liv Morgan.
And Liv Morgan.
Now Liv Morgan comes in to pretty much smoosh everybody.
She went psycho ex-girlfriend last night.
Who is she?
Liv Morgan.
But she was never with her.
She went psycho. She trashed the locker room. Funny thing is, so like there's been advances toward Dom. She was wearing his little cow vest and like, oh, if you want it, you can come to my hotel room kind of thing.
Gosh.
Well, she left the hotel card for Dom.
Of course. As one young lady usually does.
And Damian Priest was like, oh, you need to get rid of this. You need to squash this now.
Right.
Well, the card was on the table. Finn Balor picked it up. And the only picture that wasn't X'd out on the Judgment Day was Finn's.
So
I'm thinking, and I'm not a booker for WWE or anything. I'm thinking that Finn's involved somehow. And either Dominic's going to screw Rhea out of the championship match this weekend.
Because now it's so it sounds to me like this is a custody match one more time.
Exactly.
That's what it sounds like to me. The championship is just a cherry on top of the sundae.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we're going to move on.
Okay. What's next? What other kind of triangles do you have for me?
Gunther.
Who's Gunther?
Gunther came up from NXT.
Okay.
He became the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion before he lost it to Sammy at WrestleMania.
Okay, so Gunther is a new up and coming talent who is more.
He won the King of the Ring this year.
So he's established.
Yes.
He's an established. How long has he been in the?
He was I want to say about 6 years.
Okay, I was gonna fuck the 6 years has to be it. Okay, so he's getting to the point where now he's upper.
He was the longest reigning NXT UK champion. Then he come over, won the Intercontinental Championship, was the longest reigning ever Intercontinental Champion.
Is he good? Like, do you like him as a wrestler?
He's a heel. Bad guy.
Is he a good heel?
Yes, he's a great heel. He came in with Imperium.
Who's Imperium?
Imperium, it was another fucking
okay. There's a lot of factions in this WWE.
It was Ludwig Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci, and Gunther was the leader.
Is this all people from UK?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
They were lackeys.
Gotcha.
They were his lackeys, and Gunther just came in and just like, and he can slap the shit out of you. He's had some bangers with Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. Ooh. Go back and watch last year's WrestleMania. There's a triple threat match for the I think it's for the Intercontinental Championship. So, Gunther has now won the King of the Ring.
So it means that they're developing him to be.
Yes.
So he's upper mid card. He's going to be
now,
one of the next guys.
The king and queen, because there's a Queen of the Ring now too.
Of course, can't exclude anybody.
So they're now getting world title matches when they win the King of the Rings.
Oh, so it's pretty much another Money in the Bank.
No, they're going back to like original like tournament style King of the Rings. And
but once you win it, then you get like.
It's not always guaranteed you win.
Of course, nothing's ever really guaranteed.
So
not really guaranteed that you win the title.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But you get that opportunity for the title.
Yeah. But it's this year. It just happened to fall around SummerSlam. So it's Gunther
just
versus Damian Priest for the world title. Gunther last night fought Finn Balor.
Yeah.
He choked out Finn Balor.
So he won.
Yeah, he choked him out. Like
unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then so I think they're preparing Damian Priest to be a good guy, like somehow.
They're going to turn him
babyface. He's been doing a lot of babyface work, like at live events. So there's that. That happens.
So maybe it's because they're new talent and I don't really know about them much, but this feels like the situation where the title doesn't make the championship. The person makes the title, right?
Yeah.
Because I've never heard of these two.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Damian Priest
Damian Priest was an extra.
For more reason. I think I'm making my point even more.
He was a security guy.
Usually
on screen.
Yeah, usually the champion is all over social media. Haven't seen anything about Gunther or anything about Damian Priest.
I think they're trying to keep kayfabe.
But no, I'm referring to when John Cena was champion. He was over everything.
Yeah.
When Randy Orton was champion, he was on everything.
Until he became a bad guy. I think it goes along with whether you're heel babyface. Because look at Undertaker, right?
Well, Undertaker is going to be
no. Just listen.
What?
Undertaker never signed autographs until recently.
So my point exactly. Maybe I'm not making my point in a good way. You usually know who the champ is, even if you don't follow WWE.
Yes.
Undertaker was a champ. Everybody knew he was a champ. And even when he wasn't a champ, you thought he was a champ because he just carried himself, right? Yeah. I've never heard of these people.
Cody Rhodes calls it a wrestling renaissance.
Okay.
That we're in. Jey Uso did beat Carlito. It was an okay match.
Is Jey Uso like lower mid card now?
No. So Jey Uso decided he was going to take his shot with Mommy. He was like, he was trying to give
like this. Now it's Love Square.
He was trying to give his number to, he was like, we can go to Waffle House. And
how classy. Wow. I wish my lady would take me to Waffle House.
Jey Uso did beat Carlito. And then Dominic Mysterio faced Sami Zayn. Because Sami Zayn and Jey Uso last week beat JD McDonough and Finn Balor.
So is Sami Zayn and who for the
Jey Uso? It wasn't for the championship. It was non-title.
Wow. So are Jey Uso and Sami Zayn friends?
They were original bloodline.
Sami Zayn how is Sami Zayn in the bloodline?
He was like, "Oh, I can help you." He told Roman. He was like, "Oh, I can help the bloodline."
In there.
Yeah,
kind of like Carlito.
Yeah, exactly. But he got the shit beat out of him, along with Kevin Owens. Mm. So that's about it for Raw. I mean that match went to a DQ because Judgment Day came down and attacked. One more other thing for Raw, actually two other things. Damage Control confronted the new female stable of Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler.
Is Damage Control a team?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me they're doing Damage Control.
Damage Control now consists of Io Sky,
Haven't heard of her.
Dakota Kai,
Haven't heard of her.
Asuka,
I've heard of her. So I've heard of Asuka.
and Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane sounds familiar, but that doesn't ring the bell.
She's independent, came over, left, then came back.
Okay, so that's Damage Control?
Them four, but right now Asuka's injured.
What happened to Shayna Baszler? You said Shayna Baszler.
They confronted Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, and Zoe Stark. New team.
Is that a different team?
Yes.
What's their name?
They don't have one yet.
Oh, of course. Why would I create a team if you're not going to have a name?
They just formed within the last 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, so this is fairly recent.
And then Sami Zayn is fighting Braun Breaker this weekend. Braun Breaker
Who's Braun Breaker?
is the nephew of Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump.
Ah.
Uh,
How is he being sold?
as a beast. He
Like
took
a Brock Lesnar beast or like a...
Brock Lesnar beast.
Is he a tall dude? Is he a big guy? Or...
Yeah, he's fast.
Okay.
He's got speed.
So like athletic beast, not like a size beast like
he uses
Braun Strowman.
He uses the spear. No, not size. He uses the spear. He just came over from NXT in the draft.
So, are they doing a good job in selling him over?
Yes. Yes.
So the reason why I asked this because I remember whenever they were trying to sell Roman Reigns over, they were just shoving him down your throat, and you knew that they wanted you to like.
So, the thing with Braun, they left him out of the King of the Ring, and he was pissed about it. So he just started beating up random people.
Gosh.
He was like this. He caused a lot of chaos.
So very much Brock Lesnar-esque.
Yes, but he doesn't have the size of Brock Lesnar. Nobody has the size of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar's a different beast.
So there's that. He's facing Sami Zayn.
What's his name again?
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
They wouldn't let him use his.
It's like a mixture of Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. He's facing Sami Zayn this weekend for the Intercontinental Championship.
Cool.
They fought at Money in the Bank.
Which it sounds like he's gonna win.
Sami lost. Sami won at Money in the Bank.
Okay, Money in the Bank.
I think they're gonna set up. Braun's supposed to. I think Braun. They wanted to save the match for SummerSlam for him to win.
Okay, so he's already lost to Sami Zayn once.
Yes.
This is like his revenge. He's like his. This is.
He said he's gonna break him in half.
Sami Zayn is good at selling. He's good at selling matches. Good at selling.
Oh yeah.
Spots.
He's also had some really good matches with Kevin Owens. And
well,
NXT.
they came up together from what I remember.
They're from the same place.
Yeah.
Canada.
Okay. What else you got for me?
So, we're done with Raw. That was pretty much a recap of Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
Pay attention to SummerSlam this weekend. Well, now let's move to SmackDown.
It's before we keep going. It's I have heard and I've watched that WrestleMania is now 2 days.
Yeah, and SummerSlam's going to be 2
starting this year or next year.
Next year in Minnesota.
It just seems like too much.
No,
you don't think so?
It gets people who wouldn't normally be on the card on the card.
I guess they have so much talent that they have to do things like this in order for them to actually showcase their talents.
Yep.
Is there enough storylines, good storylines? Or is that what they're developing right now?
So, we're in the middle of a regime change because Endeavor purchased WWE and now they're TKO with UFC. And then Vince McMahon's no longer in control. Triple H is running the show. He's in charge of creative. He's head of creative.
Triple H. That's perfect.
Shawn Michaels.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Triple H is the one who created NXT. That's just his like brain.
Yeah, and then Vince McMahon did away with everything he did, and now Shawn Michaels is running NXT.
That sounds like a great idea.
And then I don't know who's running SmackDown. I think Triple H runs both Raw and SmackDown, and Shawn Michaels
big picture, small picture
develops the NXT roster. So SmackDown. Let's talk about SmackDown. as Cody would say, what do you guys want to talk about?
Is SmackDown...
There's a new Bloodline.
What?
Bloodline 2.0.
So before you say, is SmackDown bigger than Raw?
Raw's bigger than SmackDown.
I remember there was a time where SmackDown got bigger than Raw.
2003, 2004.
That's John Cena, like, prime, right?
The beginning.
Yeah.
They were putting on better matches. Paul Heyman was in charge of all of that.
Right now, Paul Heyman sits with the Bloodline, right?
Not anymore.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Bloodline 2.0.
What happened to 1.0?
Well, Rock and Roman won the tag team match night one of WrestleMania.
Rock and Roman.
Rock and Roman and Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
They won a tag team match in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay. Why were they fighting together?
Because it would determine the stipulations for night two.
Against between who?
Between Roman and Cody for the Universal Championship.
Okay.
Up until that point, Roman had been champion for 3 years. Straight.
So another Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah. 3 years straight. First person to
What
pin.
was he ranked in the top longest reigning championship?
4.
He was ranked number 4? So he definitely beat out John Cena and CM Punk.
Yes.
Wow.
Consecutive days, he was number 4 behind Hulk Hogan.
Behind Hulk Hogan?
Yeah. Or
they thrown him
in front of Hulk Hogan. He was behind Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
I think he came in at number 5.
Oh, okay.
I'll check. But I'm pretty sure it was top 5 at least.
Okay.
Roman lost, and Solo Sikoa decided we need to get the title back for the Bloodline.
So
because
he beat Roman Reigns? So Sikoa beat Roman Reigns?
Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns.
What happened to Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns hasn't been seen since.
Oh, so he just kind of ducked his tail between his legs? And
He left.
Okay.
So Sikoa comes in. They kick Jimmy Uso out of the Bloodline.
Okay, because that just makes sense.
And introduced Tama Tonga.
Who's that?
Another
person from the Samoan bloodline?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now Tongaloa.
Okay.
And then they introduced Jimmy Fatu.
Who was Jimmy Fatu? Because that name
He came from another independent, but part of all of that.
Gotcha.
So now
this is called Bloodline 2.0, or did they call it the Bloodline? We just know it's Bloodline 2.0.
They call it the Bloodline.
Okay.
And Solo has called out Roman Reigns. He was like, if Roman Reigns wants to find me,
he knows
where to find me.
Okay.
So Friday, Cody Rhodes is going face-to-face with Solo before their big match for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam.
So right now, the match is not Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes.
For the Universal Championship.
Okay. How popular is Cody Rhodes? Because you've talked more about
Cody Rhodes.
Did he fall off after you won, or what happened?
Some people say his title reign hasn't been, but it's all about booking and timing.
Agreed.
You know, Rock left at the night after WrestleMania to go film a movie. He just finished, so he should be back soon. And he said he was going to come back and get his. Like, gosh, he's going to come for that ass.
He is a member of the board?
He is He now owns all of his catchphrases.
Yeah.
If you smell, all of that.
Yeah.
He owns his name. He owns everything.
Good for him.
He got a good deal out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's a part of the board of directors. So he's in part of...
I remember hearing that.
So, like I said, Solo Sikoa, Cody Rhodes this weekend. They're going face-to-face to talk about the title match. Chaos is going to ensue because Roman Reigns is ready to return.
So do we think or do we know?
I think we know at this point.
That it's happening in
They're
SummerSlam.
Subtly. I don't know if it's going to be the night before SummerSlam or if it's going to be SummerSlam.
But it's coming within the next 5 days.
If not within the next 5 days, I would say in the next month.
Gotcha. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
So that should be...
He's training.
Is he going to be going against Cody Rhodes? Or is he going to be going
They're bringing
against...
him He's going to be a good guy when he comes back.
Well, it makes sense because it sounds like the Solo Sikoa guy is a heel.
But I think in the end, it's going to come out as Rock being in charge of
Solo Sikoa?
Bloodline 2.0.
Ah.
And that creates Bloodline, Survivor Series. What is it called? The big cage match. War Games.
Okay, War Games is fairly new to me because I don't remember. War Games was an NXT thing, right?
That was a WCW
Oh,
thing.
really? Okay.
Dusty Rhodes created it.
Ah, fun. So, a lot of questions, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like this is all ending up as a big build-up to The Rock versus Roman Reigns.
At WrestleMania 41.
Which is the next one, right?
Yeah.
And right now they have this kind of endgame style civil war.
Yeah, pretty much. Between family.
Between the family, right?
It's almost like
2.0 and original.
Team Cap or Team Iron Man.
Right.
2.0 versus the original, with The Rock being the one running things.
Now, my question is...
They did kick out Paul Heyman, too. Like, they put him through a table.
How is Paul Heyman included in all this?
He was just the wise man. He came back. When Roman returned from his leukemia bout after COVID,
yeah,
he was his wise man.
So it was like the mic piece for like Brock Lesnar. He was the wise man for...
There was a time where Roman thought he was, Brock Lesnar, they were going to turn on each other. And yeah.
Okay, so there's that. So, 2 questions. 1, is Sami Zayn going to be part of this OG?
Don't know how that's going to go.
No. Okay.
I do think they're going to add Zilla Fatu.
Zilla Fatu to the 2.0? Because I haven't heard about him before.
Zilla Fatu is Umaga's son.
Okay.
Which is Roman's brother.
So, he's probably going to be...
Zilla Fatu. There's also talks of Jacob Fatu turning on Solo and joining Roman's side. Don't know yet, but Jimmy's just got cleared from injury, so he's going to be back soon.
And then, so this was kind of silly. Do you think Cody Rhodes ends up being part of that match?
No. At least not right now.
I'm just saying, from what I heard, they had such a big feud at SummerSlam, WrestleMania.
It might be a thing where New Bloodline 2.0, he's involved with that somehow. Because they just fought.
So that's what I'm saying.
Bloodline 2.0, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and Tonga Loa
versus
Kevin Owens, Randy Orton.
Okay, Randy Orton? How did Randy Orton get included into this?
They just started beating him up.
Oh, of course, because that's how you started any feud. And Cody Rhodes.
Fucking Kevin Owens was put through a windshield, all kinds of things. So they had the 6-man tag match at Backlash.
So that's why I'm asking, because it sounds like the 2.0 is having a feud against Cody Rhodes.
Solo pinned Cody.
Was it like a legit pin, or was it like there's interference?
It was a 6-man tag team match. You take that as you see it.
I guess my question is, they do, even in a 6-man tag team match, they do find ways to screw the champion, right?
Yeah.
Is this a way that made him look strong, or is this a way that made...
Jacob Fatu is the beast in this.
Okay.
Because
So it was like a legitimate win. It wasn't like they're trying to...
They made Jacob Fatu look... He's the strongest one of them all.
Makes sense.
And he's overshadowing Solo, in my opinion.
Ah.
Because Jacob Fatu he's the werewolf. That's what they call him.
Okay.
So moving on from that, we got a women's tag title match on Friday. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
I haven't heard of either of those two.
NXT. They just called up to the roster from NXT.
Okay. Always like seeing new talent get called up.
Won the tag titles from Cora Jade, or not Cora Jade. Cora Jade's another NXT person. Okay. Bianca Belair.
I remember Bianca Belair is the EST, right?
Yeah. And then Jade Cargill came over from AEW.
I don't know Jay. I haven't heard her.
came over from AEW because of I think it was because of CM Punk,
Okay.
and she's a motherfucking beast. I think they're
Jay?
yes.
Good.
I mean, she power lifted freaking Nia Jax.
What?
Yes, Royal Rumble this year.
Power lifted like
Pressed her.
shoulder press.
Yes.
I want to see that.
Yeah. So they won the tag titles from Old Damage Control, Io Sky and
Gotcha.
or not Io Sky. Fucking Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Asking Kairi Sane.
And then they lost to Alba Fire and Isla Dawn in their hometown. Because Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, they're from Wales.
So right now we're just going to see who comes out on top.
Or Scotland, I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
So now it's a rematch for the titles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they get their...
Of course.
Their,
the was it championship clause?
Yeah. And, I mean, it could go either way. But I think they're leading up to a Belair versus Cargill match. I want to see that. I'm all there for that one.
The only one I know from this group is Belair. And I really like Belair.
She's married to Montez Ford
Who's
of
that?
the Street Profits.
The Street Profits, I'm guessing, is another...
Tag team.
Okay. It's not a group. Finally, we don't have another group.
Yeah, exactly. After that, Logan Paul is the United States champion.
Logan Paul?
Logan Paul, the boxer. You know, his...
Are you talking about like the YouTuber?
Yes.
How does he even start in this situation?
He fought The Miz. Or he was in a tag team match with Miz one year at WrestleMania, and then he started...
Oh, so he came in like as...
He even had a Universal Championship match against Roman Reigns. During... Obviously, Roman.
I would hope so. I'm just saying, we're talking about crazy things like Logan Paul being in WWE.
Yeah.
Is he a reoccurring player or is he...
I mean, he's got his drink going for him. And
I guess what I'm asking, I remember Bad Bunny was in the WrestleMania. Is he kind of like that? Like where he's kind of
he comes in more. Logan Paul comes in more.
So he's an actual like champion.
But he doesn't defend it as much. Kind of like what they were saying about Roman. People were getting tired of Roman only defending twice a year. You know, only seeing him like a handful of
So you kind of
times.
only see, I'm assuming him...
Logan Paul's got so much going on. It's not
during the
funny.
pay-per-views then?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like he'll come to SmackDown. But SmackDown's in Cleveland this weekend.
Okay.
Just like SummerSlam. Logan Paul returns home. He's facing LA Knight. LA Knight.
Elena is... I'd say yeah.
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 So, Logan Paul is facing LA Knight for the US Championship at SummerSlam. I think Logan
Do we
wins.
like LA Knight?
I love LA Knight. There's a lot of... Some people are calling him like a knockoff Rock or a knockoff Austin.
Why?
Just Kevin Nash. You know, if you ever watch if you ever go back and watch, there's an interview in WCW that Kevin Nash did, and he was like, look at the adjective, and they've been beefing on social media lately, and he was like, we look at the verb because I'm not an idiot, like kind of thing. But he reminds me of almost of an Austin. He's got the charisma. He's just not.
Kind of like how CM Punk was compared to Roddy Piper.
Yeah. I just don't think it's the in-ring thing. His
persona, like
his wrestling style.
So it also is very similar.
He's had championship matches against Roman. He lost because of the bloodline.
Oh, obviously.
You know, bloodline screwed a lot of people.
Yeah,
in their
that
time.
makes sense.
I really hope he wins the United States Championship. I mean, yes, it's a consolation prize, but he's a star. He gets the crowd going.
Is he upper mid card or
He's upper.
Are you saying that
He's mid card. He's upper mid card.
reminds me of Daniel Bryan?
Yes.
So he's somebody
Or
who
Kofi Kingston.
okay, he's somebody who wasn't supposed to be a star, supposed to be mid card, if not lower mid card. audience and the viewers just kind of gravitated towards him, and little by little have been pushing him up.
Yeah. While I'm talking about Kofi Kingston, I totally forgot.
What happened with Kofi Kingston?
Kofi Kingston's injured. They're trying to get Xavier Woods to join the New Testament.
What's the difference with the New Testament and the New Day?
New Testament is like this dark. It's another fucking faction.
Oh, of course. Who's in this faction?
Karrion Kross, Akar, and Razor they used to be AOP.
Okay.
Big motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then there's a female, Scarlett, I think is her name. And then there's old-timey manager. I can't remember. Paul Ellering is the manager of that group. They're trying to get Xavier to join the New Testament, leave the New Day.
Diversity hire, huh?
Yeah. Gotcha. Big E is injured, broke his neck. He got dropped on his head.
Is he coming back?
Don't know. It's not looking too good.
How long ago was this?
A year.
Oh, that doesn't sound like he's coming back.
So that's really all I got for you, WWE.
That's a lot.
For anybody that hasn't watched WWE in the last 10 years.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted you to give me a small or a big recap on what's going on, because when I started watching it, it was WWE isn't listening to the viewers. They keep shoving this championship center our throat. They want us to just watch what they want us to watch. And it became a situation where there was no competition, so you had no other option than to watch it. And
Triple H has done amazing things since he's taken over, kind of.
I mean, you can tell. Just you telling me this gets me excited to watch.
Exactly. I mean, SummerSlam's Saturday. It's the biggest party of the summer.
Yeah.
They ain't calling it that anymore, but it's Jelly Roll is the theme song for it.
Okay.
He'll be there probably.
Only makes sense.
And then next year it'll be 2 nights. So I think in the end, all of the big pay-per-views are going to be 2 nights.
Cool.
So Survivor Series, all of them.
Survivor Series. So I know for a fact that Survivor Series. Well, I don't know for Survivor Series, but I just learned Survivor Series. Survivor Series, WrestleMania. Don't tell me. SummerSlam and Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're the big four. Okay. And that's all we have for you today on the debut episode of the Suplex Society.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment what your favorite segment of this was. Don't forget to comment what your favorite feud right now is.
I'd like to hear some of your favorite wrestlers. Or, if you watch it back in the 1980s, tell me your favorite wrestler of all time.
Share this with anybody who you think might enjoy this. We're going to be doing this on a weekly episodic
We're going to try to make it the longest weekly episodic podcast.
We got this.
Peace.